Hey everybody, Mrs. Homily here for a mindful moment. We have been talking about mindfulness. So say it with me. Noticing my thoughts, my feelings, and the world around me. So things that I can notice is I'm in the garden today. Super loving this pumpkin here. He's going to be an awesome jack-o'-lantern this fall. Noticing my neighbors having fun out in their yard. Somebody's having a party, I think. There's some 80s music playing. I love 80s music. And so I'm aware of what's going around me. Again, so paying attention to my thoughts, my feelings, and the things around me. So welcome back. We are talking about connecting today. So let's go through those mindfulness life skills. Quieting, seeing, reframing, focusing, caring, and today is about connecting. So do that with me. Connecting. Alrighty. So I'm going to put our connecting picture on there. We are completing our life skills, friends. So let's talk about connecting. Connecting is really paying attention with kindness to myself, other people, and the world. So paying attention with kindness to myself, others, and the world. And I kind of want to spend some time today with thinking about connecting with people. As a school counselor, as school counselors, Mrs. Rotman and I, we spend a lot of time talking to kids about connecting. So how to be good friends, how to solve problems, how to deal with the big feelings that we might have. And so one thing I want to spend some time with is talking about connecting. And so how to have a good conversation with somebody, whether it's a friend, a classmate, someone in your family, your teacher. And, one of the things that I think about is my son who likes to play tennis. When he plays tennis, he takes his tennis racket, he takes the ball and he hits the ball over the tennis net with his racket, and the ball goes on the other side of the tennis court. That person hits it back and it comes back to Logan. And so a good tennis match looks kind of like this. Well, so is a good conversation, okay? When I talk to Mrs. Rotman, for instance, I might say, hey, how's it going? She has started counseling at Luther Elementary in Fort Atkinson. That's where my children went to school. She's familiar with Little Prairie Primary. So I might say, hey, how is your week going? It's kind of like me sending the ball over the net, kind of like in a tennis game, by asking Mrs. Rotman a question about how things are going for her. Well, she'll respond like, hey, things are great. I love my Luther Lightning students, that kind of thing. And then she might say to me, hey, how is everything going at Little Prairie Primary? So do you see, when she asked me a question, it was like sending the ball over the tennis onto the other side of the tennis court, back and forth and back and forth. It wouldn't be a very fun tennis match if the ball stayed on one side of the court, would it? Not really. And so a good conversation is when both people talk. A good tennis match, and so a good conversation is when both people talk too. Now, a good way to do that is to simply ask how the other person is doing. Ask them a question about something that you know is important to them, and show that you care about them. That is how we connect with people in our world. So that's how we connect with other people in the world. Ways that I connect with myself is I sort of pay attention to things happening within me. It's also called self-awareness. I pay attention to things that make me really happy, or I pay attention to things that make me feel sad or scared. And when I have some uncomfortable feelings, then I do something about it to help me get back to that green zone of feeling calm and happy and ready to learn, or to work in my case. So that is how I connect with myself. So I'm connecting with others, I'm connecting with myself, and my way of connecting with the world, I'll tell you what, it's kind of through my garden. It's one of the ways that I connect with my world is, even though there's a lot of weeds in my garden right now, I like seeing stuff grow. That's one way that I connect. I care about people who don't live in the United States. It's one way that I connect with the world. So when we connect, we're connecting with others, ourself, and our world around us. That might be nature, that might be, things going on in our communities, things like that. Okay, so we are going to use a script for a breathing activity, and this is called Dancing Circle. So this actually isn't from Ready, Set, Relax today. It is from Imagine Meditation Cards for Kids, and they've got really cool pictures on them. So let's start with doing some, since we're out in the garden, smell the flower, blow out the candle. Nice and slowly smell the flower, blow out the candle. One more time. The dancing circle. Close your eyes if you wish. Imagine you are walking on a beautiful nature trail. The sun is setting, lighting the sky in yellow, orange, red, blue, and purple. A few stars are shining. You are walking on your path and feeling good. You notice, that the path is leading you to a beautiful and magical forest up ahead. The forest grows many pine trees and various shades of green. As you get closer to the magical forest, you notice that there is a lot of light coming out from its center. The light coming out lights up the sky above the forest. You keep walking on your path, feeling very curious, and you know that you are perfectly safe. As you get closer and closer to the woods, you begin to hear distant drums. The closer you get, the louder the sound of the drums grows. You suddenly notice a group of people dancing around a campfire. They're smiling and happy to see you. They're inviting you to join them. You feel like you would like that. As you enter the circle, you look at the people around you and realize that these are all people you know. Your close family is there, your friends, many special people that you love. Some of them you haven't seen for a while. Friends from earlier grades, former teachers. They are dancing to the beat of the drums. You realize that you are loved by every one of them. You feel a lot of love surrounding you and filling your heart. When it's time to go back, you thank all the wonderful people who are dancing, and you head back home along your path. You know that you can always come back and join the dancing circle, where you will always feel very loved and protected. The dancing circle. All right, so here is our Noack. Noack, welcome to the garden. Actually, Noack has some friends that live out here. There's Penelope over there. There's some other friends who live in the garden here. So let's review what we talked about connecting today. So connecting is paying attention with kindness to myself, other people, and our world. We talked about that connecting with people, having a good conversation is kind of like a good tennis match where the ball goes on both sides of the fence. Both sides of the net is what I'm trying to say. And so when we have a good conversation, and try this now this week, try to have a good tennis match type conversation where you ask the other person a question, they talk for a while, and then hopefully they'll ask you a question so that you can talk for a while and you both participate in that conversation. And then we finished up with the dancing circle, which was our breathing exercise that we did today. So again, friends, today we are talking about connecting. Those 6 mindfulness life skills: quieting, seeing, I had to think about that one for a second, reframing, focusing, caring, and connecting. Let's try that together. Quieting, seeing, reframing, focusing, scratch my bug bite, caring, and connecting, which is what we're talking about. So here we go. We are connecting with one another. Live, actually I'm not live, this is a recording from the pumpkin patch with the Great Pumpkin. Have a great day.